Welcome, everyone, to another episode of... Oh, God, I went to acceptable losses. God damn it.
It's happening more frequently. The
I hate
bleed
it.
is real.
I hate it. Welcome, everyone, to another episode of the Adeptus Ridiculous podcast. My name is DK Diamantes. His name is Bricky. Also, we have Kirioth here. I'm sure it's gonna be fantastic. But before we get into that, if you enjoyed today's episode and maybe you want to support the podcast, head over to patreon.com/Adeptus Ridiculous, where you can get access to the Discord, bloopers if they happen. $15 tier gets you access to all of our posters in just the crispiest, most digital form you've ever seen. Also, we have a new poster shy. I didn't forget. I was going to bring it up. Kirioth, Bricky, are you ready?
I'm never ready,
why not, dude?
Hit him.
Let's see.
Hit him with it. How do you feel?
All right. Hold on. Okay, hold on. I got to find the meme.
How do you feel? How do you guys feel?
I mean...
How we feeling about Roboute Guilliman's
There we go.
gilled
Got
up
it. I got it.
abs?
Okay, all right. This hit tweet. New York isn't real. Just saw two women kissing on a crowded train, and a guy looked at them and said, "Y'all can't do that at home." He got some weird looks, so he felt the need to clarify to everyone, "I'm not a homophobe, just a hater. I don't care that we got a buff dude with abs. I care that it's Guilliman. I care that it's an Ultramarine."
I mean, that's fair. Yep.
Our
Initially,
spiritual liege. Also, why would you say our spiritual liege? That feels like it would piss him off.
Initially, the poster was just supposed to be Guilliman, full armor, and Shai was like, "Oh, what do you think about this?" I was like, "Oh yeah, that sure is Guilliman. Very normal, very nice, very good." And Shai's like, "Should we make him sexier?" And I was like, "This is Adric, isn't it?"
Always, yes.
If his abs were out, like, I had suggested that she just remove the Aquila and make it a boob window in his armor, but I guess that was a little too extreme.
The boob window would have been very funny. I won't lie.
Pecs out and everything, but yeah.
For some reason, that would feel more explicit than the abs, but I couldn't really explain why that's the case.
Again, I'm not a homophobe, just a hater.
We just hate that it's Guilliman. But it's good art. It's solid. It's great.
Of course, it's good art.
It's always great. We have the best artists. Yeah,
we got great artists. All right, it'll be up on the merch store. You can buy it. You can do your thing, but you also get it for free digitally if you're a Patreon. Yippee!
Yeah,
Yippee!
I was going to say, DK. It's a reference to Matt Ward from when he was writing the Space Marine codexes, and there was a whole thing of like the other chapters were basically just they all loved Ultramarines. Everyone wanted to be Ultramarines, and if you wanted to, even though everyone is an Ultramarine, you could paint your Space Marines different colors to not Ultramarine. Although I don't know why you'd want to do that. It was a whole
They're
thing.
the best after all,
It was a dark
right?
time. Yeah, the absolute best. The best of the best.
So the spiritual liege
them.
part is part of the whole, like, why a lot of people really don't like Ultramarines, because they're the poster boys, and this is back when... Okay, got you.
Yes.
Also, I guess Shai said that loyalist Space Marines respect Ultramarine Primarch more than their own Primarchs and consider him to be their spiritual liege.
Oh, boy.
I'll give them some credit. I didn't remember that from that writing, and they have clearly walked that back, because I cannot imagine a Space Marine saying that compared to their own Primarch.
Oh, yeah. In 2026, they wouldn't do that.
It was a dark time. But it's okay because things got bad. The thing is, Matt Ward isn't necessarily we're stepping into a nest of vipers here. He's not even necessarily a bad writer. I've read his fantasy books. He's got a fantasy book series. It's actually really good. But for some reason, he was on one when he was doing the Space Marine stuff back in the day, and I don't know what he was on, but he shouldn't have been allowed.
Well, it is what it is, and it was what it was. But what are we doing today, actually?
I've got a quote for you.
Shit.
Are you ready?
We can go back to talking about Matt Ward if you want. Like, that's fine.
No, there's no getting out of the quote. Right, here we go. You will be the iron within and the iron without, the unyielding gauntlet closing about the throats of our foes, the hammer blow that staves in their gates and brings down their tallest towers. You will do this because it is what you were made for. You will do it because no other could. Most of all, you will do this because I command it. Go now and return to me only in victory.
I really liked how you started speaking slightly faster after you said iron within, iron without, because I feel as if you were waiting for DK to cut you off.
Yep.
No. No. I mean...
Like, I'm getting the whole quote whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
I mean, like, is iron within, iron without is like some Iron Warrior shit, and it could be an Iron Warrior. I don't know.
You can't back down from it could be some Iron Warrior stuff. And he says iron within and iron without.
I was trying to be nice, okay?
Have some conviction here. Let's
Obviously, it's Iron Warrior stuff. I don't know which Iron Warrior it is. I don't know if it's that cool guy we talked about in the last episode or whatever, but like it's some Iron Warrior shit.
A Mr. Morne, by any chance?
Yeah, Mr. Morne. I genuinely forgot what his name was.
Yes.
I honest to God forgot what his name was.
He's going to come up. He's going to come up a fair bit because that quote was a direct quote of Perturabo's strategic seance with Warsmith Kravek Morne. Which, just those two words by themselves. A strategic seance is an amazing phrase. And I would like to see more of that. So yeah, we've officially now reached the third of the 4 main Goodbye 10th edition books, and I'm excited about this one. Last week, everyone got a quick check-up on Peter Turbo and his plans, and now we get to see them in action. Reign of Iron is the lore supplement for the Eye of Terror box set, and he gives us a brief insight into the Eye of Terror as it stands after the destruction of Cadia and the iron hell that's about to pour out of it. I just want to point out that the title for this script that Possum has put at the top here is Iron Rain, some stay dry while others feel the pain. So
nice.
There you go.
That's
there's going to
be
a big swatch of our audience that doesn't get that reference, and it hurts my soul.
There will 100% be people simply too young for that.
Yeah.
I feel like...
And yet they can still drink, too. And it's like, oh, my heart.
Yeah, it's going to be rough when there are people like, what's the reference? Just don't answer. It's fine. So
how long
we're
ago was that, though? Like, actually? Like, is that like 15 years?
Chocolate Rain?
I hate to say this. I think it might be longer than that.
I was going to say it might be longer.
19. No.
No, it doesn't start with 19.
Did you have to look up
no.
number?
Calm down, Kirioth. 19 years
ago.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say, that doesn't even seem possible.
19 years ago, still not great, though. Like, that's still not lovely. I don't... Ooh, man.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I still hate it, just not as much as I thought I was about to.
Came out in 1998, Kirioth.
Oh, God. So yeah, we're going to crack right into it and go over some aspects of the Eye of Terror before we dive deep into some hardcore warfare that will either set the stage for one of the biggest conflicts in recent 40k memory, or will just be one of those things that we won't talk about for a while, and if we're lucky, it might show up in a later edition, or it might not. So, right now, the state of the Eye of Terror. Sitting at ground zero at the Great Rift is the Eye of Terror, and the Eye expanded substantially in the aftermath of the Rift's opening. It increased in size so much that it engulfed the majority of the former Cadian Gate, and as we all know, Cadia was devastated. The nearby planets of Makaraya and Kazahuln was completely obliterated, and the forces of the Imperium had to retreat. With the opening of the gate, nothing existed to stop the flood of demons. Nothing except the focus of Abaddon. We're going to mention this numerous times throughout, but the focus on the Eye of Terror was almost completely disregarded after the completion of the Rift's opening. Abaddon's central focus was on the Nachman Gauntlet, and despite the great lengths that went into the destruction of Cadia, the area was basically abandoned. This meant that a bunch of ununified warbands of the traitor legions, they had the freedom to poke around the area in and around the eye to establish some sort of foothold. I do like that it was a get in there, smash it up, do the thing. We'll just leave it. It's fine. Don't need to focus on this demorsal. Done.
I like that map and how it's like, oh yeah, there's Medusa, Eidolon, Infinite Cascade, and oh, by the way, the husk of Cadia. Yikes! I mean, obviously that's what it is, but savage.
It's such a weirdly specific term.
Yeah.
The husk of Cadia.
It's probably more than what's left of Cadia. I mean, but anyway. Also, like, it's weird because, like, when I think of like the Cicatrix Maledictum and opening, I just in my brain I'm always like, oh yeah, there is no more Eye of Terror because that thing just burst open and it's like, oh, that doesn't exist anymore. I hadn't really thought of like
Terror itself is still kind of like a spot though.
Yeah. But in my brain I just assumed that like it expanded so much that nobody gave a shit about like that center point anymore.
It's the focal bit. It's the most important bit. Everyone that's the most important. No respect for the truth.
Well, on the husk of Cadia? Yeah, you're right. Sorry.
Listen, Chai posted a photo of what Cadia looks like, and I was like, wait, that actually goes kind of hard. Kind of sick photo. And she's like, wow, no respect for our humble troops.
Yeah,
that art does go hard, though.
It does go hard.
To be fair, it's really good.
Is that just like is that just like the largest asteroid chunk of Cadia that's still left that they're still like?
Probably. Okay. It's probably also one of the casters that are like taken over.
Mm-hmm. Well, obviously it's overrun by chaos, but yeah.
Well, clearly the hell. If the Hell Drake and Molten Lava wasn't enough, I think the symbol might be.
I was gonna say maybe it's the giant chaos logo sitting front and center. Yeah.
No. That was
sorry to be Captain Obvious. Sorry,
that's just a piece of artwork made by someone blind. It's fine. He didn't know what he was doing.
The whispers told me to do it, but I'm still loyal. I swear.
There's something off about that Citadel, but I can't put my finger on it. That should be fine.
Said the AdMech.
So, warbands of the word bearers poured into the now abandoned bastions of the Imperial Creed, while also reinforcing their home of Sikaris. Night Lords began to expand and raid random remaining strongholds to promote people into jumpers, while also catching a ride on the world of Narrakir. This demon world was dragged into reality and prowls the outer reaches of the Sentinel worlds, and as it drifts through the systems of the regions, the Night Lords who inhabit it are able to swarm from its surface and descend upon unsuspecting worlds as it passes by. Oh, the scamps, the lovable scamps.
Lovable, yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, not the right adjective.
But listen, they just it's like a drive-by flaying, you know?
Oh.
They just kind of come along the way. Ooh, piece of candy.
Oh. Yeah, that sucks. I don't love drive-by flayings.
Yeah, it's a flyby flaying.
That sucks. That's no good. Where'd my skin go?
Have you ever seen the video of that guy who's having a meal outside and someone's pouring cheese onto his burger and some kid runs past and just grabs the cheese?
I have seen that.
The poured cheese in his hand and runs away. That's all I can think about for a drive-by flaying. Just super fast run, a quick slice with the knife, and off the skin goes.
For some reason, you made me think of this one particular part. Or this one particular video that I really like. It's that British dude who's like, "Now we've done it. We've locked up our when like
do the accent."
Yeah, well, he tries to pour a bunch of gravy on his mash and he doesn't get anything on it, and it always makes me laugh because he's like, "I never look when I pour because I'm the absolute governor," and he just misses all of his mash, and I'm like, "Well, that's why you look when you pour, dummy."
Yeah, so true, so true. Also, the galaxy looks absolutely wrecked with Eye of Terror on the left. Oh yeah, that is. Yeesh. That's you're sure that's not great.
You're not having a good time. If you're out there right now.
Mm-mm.
Further heretic fleets have attempted to spring attacks further and further out as well. Some strongholds are more sturdy than others, and some even have plenty of Cadians to help bolster their defences, but none of them can truly match the strength that Cadia itself once had. The exodus of Abaddon and other more unified chaos fronts have resulted in demonic lords exploiting the abandoned planets for their own gains and to get some degree of power. The battles inside the Eye of Terror helped whittle away the weak and allowed for the strong to thrive. So long as it's left unchecked, the likelihood of a warlord similar to the level of Huron Blackheart rising from the Eye is almost inevitable. The Iron Warriors, more than the others, have many strongholds within and without the Eye of Terror, and one of their strongest footholds is the world of Laurentix. Within months of the fall of Cadia, the world of Laurentix in the Bellis Corona system was seized by the Sons of Perturabo, and their iron vice grip over it has been completely uncontested. It's been mutated into Warsmith Kravek's staging grounds for his campaigns. The 73rd Grand Company has been tasked by Perturabo to seize control over the, I've just said Bellis Corona, it's Belli, isn't it? The Belli Corona system in its entirety, and they have been overwhelmingly successful. Now, if you're curious as to what else is in the system, we've got a nice little list here. So I tell you what, here you go, DK. Here's your.
All right, the list. There is Berston Prime, Iron Warrior Stronghold. Bellis Corona, attacked by Iron Warriors. Bellissimar, occupied by the Emperor's Children. Geldaris, occupied by the Death Guard. And Laurentix, Iron Warrior Stronghold. And Malusor, occupied by the Word Bearers. I butchered that last one, but that's fine.
I like how, well, no. I was hoping that one of these planets would be a little bit named differently, maybe based on the people who are occupying it. Like, you got occupied with the Death Guard, and it's just, I mean, Geldaris does sound like a Death Guard name, but like, I kind of was hoping for something shenanigans with the Word Bearers one.
Yeah.
Lorgar and his mates very much enjoy a weird religious naming. Damn. Okay. Well, you're right. Laurentix does look like an Iron Warrior place.
Yeah, it does look like an Iron Warrior party. Help me up. It sure does. Criminy.
Oh, God. I can't. The little lads out of the weird, like, Chaos floaty servitors are just even creepier than the babies, which is impressive. There's just something weirdly alien about those.
Really? I
kind of like them.
Those little bulbous guys you think are weirder than floaty babies?
I don't know. They look like little cute little balls, little mines. I think they're funny.
Maybe I've just got used to the floating babies at this point. Maybe it's exposure.
Yes, the banality of evil. We love that.
They remind me of...
You're walking around Space Marine, and then Space Marine 2, and all the game journalists are like, hey guys, what the fuck is that? And they point at the cherub, and then you're just like, oh yeah, it's a cherub.
Yeah, no big deal.
Yeah.
They engineer them to look like that. They don't do anything to moving along. But yeah, the little bulbous guys, they just remind me of War of the Worlds. So they're not quite as creepy.
There is a bit, yeah. All the more reason to like them. So all this talk about invasion leads us right back to where we ended last week, where Perturabo had a firm mission for Kravek Morne: begin the Infinite Citadel and seize Agripinaa. The specific location where Perturabo wanted Warsmith Kravek Morne to go was the Forge World of Agripinaa, but in order for that conquest to be assured, other places need to be fortified and turned into fortress worlds. There was only one logical place for the first of these fortress worlds to stand, the place where the galaxy fell to its knees, Cadia. The Cadian system was predominantly held by the Black Legion and other roving chaos forces that have pledged themselves to Abaddon, but there still remained at least some Imperial holdouts here too. Both of these forces posed an existential threat to the Infinite Citadel, and they needed to be purged. Furthermore, there was something more symbolic in Perturabo's eyes regarding this world. Here you go, Bricky. I've got something for you.
Alrighty. Then there was the world's value as a symbol. Abaddon's blow might have broken the corpse of Cadia, but it seemed only to have stoked the spirit of the Cadian regiments who still fought in defense of the wider Imperium. Perturabo was determined to crush that fighting spirit and silence forever the battle cry of Cadia stands. Even the world's ghost would kneel in subjugation before the Iron Warriors. You know, I get that. That's a moral victory. That's like
Mm-hmm.
breaking the spirits of the enemy kind of thing.
Yeah, I like that. Also, I'm fed up of hearing Cadia stands. So, you know, if that gets stamped out, all the better.
God, I was about to say the same thing, dude.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was going to say guard players, fellow guard players, because, you know, the army that I'm using the most is, I mean, it still counts as Imperial Guard, even if it is just tanks. But, you know, I could stand with not seeing that every day. I'd be fine with it. It'd be all right.
Mm-hmm. No, you see, that's the difference. It's like, you know that meme of like the guy pointing a gun to his head and then the guy behind him pointing a gun at him and then the guy in the church with the gun over there and it's like guard players, guard players, guard players, guard players. It's all just guard players like weebs calling each other weebs. It's fine.
I don't know anything about that.
Yeah.
No, you wouldn't know anything about that. It'd be ridiculous.
Yeah, Adeptus ridiculous. I haven't thrown one of those in a while.
Hey,
Let's move on.
How about you throw yourself out?
Oh, okay.
No, we've only just got you on a stable internet connection. Don't leave.
True.
Cadia would stand, but it would stand as a rallying point for the Infinite Citadel. The Black Legion forces on Cadia were currently led by Iordax Quan, and calling them forces is very generous. For the most part, Quan was leading a glorified Black Legion cleanup crew trying to crush out the remnants in the region. The idea of turning Cadia into some sort of high-yield demon world did cross Abaddon's mind at one point, but his focus was elsewhere. So instead of raising it again, he left it to be thanklessly pillaged by Quan. So thankless that the Black Legionnaires that were under Quan's leadership, they refer to themselves as grave robbers, which, I mean, that's quite a cool name for a Chaos Warband. I don't know.
And it is what they're doing. I mean, Cadia is a grave and they are robbing it.
They do be robbing it.
Yeah.
They got self-awareness, at least. At the time, the Black Legion's focus was on the Nachmund Gauntlet and Vigilus, and even though the Blackstone on the planet was being mined, it was kind of left alone for the most part. Also, not for nothing, Cadia wasn't the best place to be on at the moment. Cadia of the now has become wholly unrecognisable, and even if it stands in name, it is a twisted, warp-tainted hulk of its former self. It's been swallowed and vomited out by the warp countless times, and its landscape is sanity blasting. What?
Yeah.
Me when I'm having the 1990s era sour candy, and it's like the face of like a diabolical satanic entity, and it's like sanity blastingly sour.
the Warheads candy,
yeah. Or like a hot sauce from some random gas station you find in like middle of nowhere Arizona.
Oh yeah, blow your ass out hot sauce, and it's yep.
The shit fuck stream sauce guaranteed to destroy your organs and your sanity.
Also, I just love casually. I was like, oh yeah, Cadia, not a great place to be. You don't say.
Yeah, shocked.
Yeah. Oh man, that's some Cadian ass. Wow. That art is crazy. It looks great, but
awesome.
There's just a chunk that's just sort of got lots of buildings on it, and
dude,
wow.
Dude, we got Omega at home.
Yeesh. Nothing. Oh, sorry. What'd you say? Go on, DK.
Oh no, I was just sheeshing at the asteroid. Don't worry.
Oh wait,
by the asteroid.
Hold on, I got this.
Nice.
That cut out horrendously for me. I have no idea what that was.
It just sounded like it was going.
Wait, is that all it did? Did it really only do that?
Yeah. It cut out at the very beginning.
Oh, hold on. Let me try that again.
Not exactly.
That cut out again. All right, fuck this. Never mind. Screw it.
He tried,
I'm out of here.
Ladies and gentlemen. He tried. An effort was made.
Small child screaming into a tin can. That's pretty much all I got from that. So Cadia at this point is nothing more than a masterless and broken place left to rot like a carcass in the sun. So being able to fully focus on what was going on planetside was a bit tricky. even for someone as seasoned as Iordax Quan. But the Iron Warriors knew of these disturbances too, and under the guise of one, a gigantic armada was able to essentially sneak up on the planet without much trouble. Eventually, the undetected Iron Warriors fleet was spotted by the Black Legion, and they were hailed and asked what they were doing there. They responded with an extreme torpedo bombardment, which is not the friendliest of responses.
This is what we're doing, and launch everything. Yeah. Oh.
Why, you asked? This is on you. He then told the armada to stop in the name of Abaddon, and Kravek Morne simply laughed at him. The first step of the invasion was to bombard the Blackstone mines with fanatics, mutants, and traitor guards. The idea was to rush them with so many troops and unpredictable bodies that they would be unable to defend the surface properly and would be trapped in the mines. The focus of the defensive batteries and gunships on Cadia were far too fixated on the overwhelming assault on the quarries that they weren't prepared for all the places the Iron Warriors were landing. This is such an insane list of names, by the way. They were dropping at the Screaming Gorge, the Carrion Fields, the Shatter Pit, Mount Pyre, the Living Swamp, and the Writhe.
Yeah,
I
mean,
that's fine. You know, it's a clunk of Cadia that was taken over by the Black Legion, right? What do you expect him to name it?
I like the name of Clunk of Cadia.
So what it is, it's just of Cadia. It's just this fucking shithole asteroid that the Black Legion were like, yeah, we'll set up shop here. It's like, great. They probably do have a shat pit.
They definitely have it. They definitely have a shat pit, 100%.
Actually, that's so true, Shy. What the hell is on the top right?
I mean,
it looks like a Forge Fiend, but it's really big.
Yeah, that's like it's not even night sizes. That's close to Titan
that's
size.
A building.
Yeah. What is that?
That's one of those like occasional like random bits of like Eldritch nonsense that like you occasionally see the Necrons in art, and then in the way background you see like the disc of disproportionate death, and like oh there goes the triple D's again. And then it's just like some fucking thing back there. Like, like the Votann have that one artwork of that thing like eating a planet, like a moon. That gigantic circular. And you're just like, what the fuck is that? And you're just like, I don't know, but they got it. Because it's Warhammer. So like, whatever, move on.
We'll figure it out later. Don't worry. It's always been there. We just haven't talked about it yet. Of course they have a Unicron machine.
If the current Warhammer meta is anything to go by, the scariest goddamn thing here is that Defiler.
I'm still sad we never got those giant floating cathedrals that the Sisters of Battle had in their art when they were getting their, was it their second wave? But then there was artwork and it's just literally a building floating along in the background. I was like, hell yes. What's that? When do we get... We're not getting that. There's no way we're getting that.
No.
So the fanatical fodder sent out by Morne was able to pin the Black Legion without much trouble, and the woefully outnumbered forces on the surface now had to deal with the true brunt of the invasion. Quan was not foolish, and he knew that the Iron Warriors wouldn't attack like this if they didn't have plans upon plans. The attacks from orbit were distractions, as were the ones on the ground. It would be foolish for him to assume this wasn't meticulously planned out. He knew he was outnumbered and outgunned, and that defeat was more than possible. However, he was unwilling to explain such a failure to the despoiler because, frankly, his response to him would likely be far more violent than that of the Iron Warriors. That's not a good boss. You gotta be able to confide and seek help.
It's Abaddon, though.
It's true. It's almost like Chaos don't have a great hierarchy system.
This is another one of those you don't say moments. Chaos doesn't have a great hierarchy of leadership.
There's just no decent HR department for Chaos, is there?
No.
So Quan would attempt two protective maneuvers. First, he'd send out a distress message for reinforcements, but he knew this might be risky. If Abaddon found out that he was unable to hold the planet, the retribution might be even worse from the War Master. Second, he would attempt to summon warp storms against the drop pods, courtesy of his sorcerers. The successful unleashing of these storms did halt the non-Astartes and allowed for him to launch some degree of a counterattack in orbit. Ultimately, in his mind, he felt that it would be better to expend as many weapons as possible instead of letting them fall to the enemy. Now, he had hoped to launch surprise attacks on the surface in a guerrilla war sense by exploiting the twisted landscape of Cadia, but there was one factor that he hadn't accounted for: Perturabo studies. I don't know why. I went straight to, like, while you were reading books, I was studying the blade on that one, and I don't know why. He's a Primarch. He's going to be good at this stuff. Me immediately going to weeb idiot is not fair when it comes to Perturabo, especially since he actually was reading the books.
Yeah, I'd imagine Perturabo sitting there with his reading glasses and, backwards cap, varsity jacket and stuff, and hell yeah, brother. Studying for the finals.
I bet his reading material is dry AF. There's not an ounce of imagination in there, is there?
No, absolutely not. It's like reading an instruction book.
Yeah, it's a catalogue of 8,000 schematics for one particular part, for one specific type of reactor that you can't make anymore. That's his bedtime reading.
Yeah, that's his casual, recreational reading.
Yeah.
Day of hard work. Let me look up the instructional manual on how to build a circuit. Yeah.
I love this one. It's an absolute classic.
Always warms my heart before bed, like a glass of milk.
Oh yeah, or just books on ancient siege warfare.
Oh yeah, sure.
Given the state of 40k, a lot of that's still applicable, to be fair to him.
Mm-hmm.
So Perturabo and Morne had run through countless simulations predicting every single thing the Black Legion would attempt to do. Obviously. In fact, several weeks prior to this attack, Iron Warriors forces were sent to the system in secret to deeply analyze the surface of the planet and preemptively stake themselves out in the areas where the Black Legionnaires would likely rush to in order to set up an ambushing perimeter. So the Iron Warriors were, in fact, the ones ambushing on Cadia, and they were able to tear down numbers of Legionnaires who were none the wiser. Not all of these attacks were successful, but enough of them were. Eventually, Quan was cornered directly in his palace, known as the Oubliette. That's such a... I can't remember what that word means.
It's a real word.
Like an oubliette, or like an oubliette is like a... I think it's like a circular kind of like...
It's like a little dungeon, like a one-man dungeon style thing.
Actually, I think you're right. Maybe oubliette.
Bloody
secret vertical bottle-shaped dungeon. Right, it's bottle-shaped. Yeah, a little dungeon. A little secret bottle dungeon.
Little oubliette.
Not a nice usage of the word there.
Yeah.
40k writers. Very nice.
It's a fun word to say. You so rarely get a chance to use it, though.
It's true. You get to use it a lot if you've got one of your own, in which case you probably don't want to be talking about it too much.
Yeah, big problems then.
Morne and his Terminator elite, the Adamant Eternals, teleported in and led a final devastating engagement which culminated in the command room of the Oubliette. Morne was able to catch Quan off guard, and Quan was able to say at least one thing before the inevitable happened. Here you go, DK. You can have this lad's last words.
All right. There will be an accounting for this insult. Mendrengarder vermin, the War Master will... I kind of butchered how to say the, what the hell's that? Medrengarder? Yeah.
Medrengard.
Isn't that like the place that has like the dark sun?
Yeah, that's the Iron Warriors, like, sort of homeworld, not actual, like... main base, I guess, or whatever you call it.
Yeah. And Shai had that really cool picture of it last time, and we were all just like, oh, that's so edgy and silly, but badass.
Yeah, Dead Sky, Black Sun.
Mm-hmm.
So the threat was cut off courtesy of Morne's Thunderhammer last argument, dealing a blow to the head so devastating that the crushed skull of Quan was fully removed from his shoulders. Though they were shaken after the crushing of their leader's skull, the remaining legionnaires did not surrender. They hurled themselves at the Iron Warriors, knowing that death was a better fate than capture. After the manifested warp storm faded away, every member of the Black Legion on Cadia was completely defeated. Cadia now was fully controlled by Perturabo, and the Iron Warriors would begin the construction of Blackstone arrays in order to begin the expansion of the Infinite Citadel.
Hell yeah.
I almost feel bad for the Black Legion on that one. They did a lot of hard work. They got through. They destroyed the planet. They left some schmuck behind to mine more Blackstone. And then another Primarch is like, nah, that's mine. I mean, what was he supposed to do? What was the lad supposed to do against that?
Whose fault is that? Huh? That doesn't sound like an Iron Warrior problem. That sounds like a Black Legion do better problem.
That's yeah. Needs to get good, and they didn't.
Mm-hmm.
After the successful purge of Cadia, there was one more planet that would be an essential addition to the Infinite Citadel before the inevitable siege of Agripinaa, and that world is Toros Tertium. Toros Tertium is similar to Cadia in a lot of ways, outside of just general closeness location-wise. Toros Tertium, as well as the other worlds in the Toros Tertium system, house the same pylon arrays that Cadia had, so they are still standing strong. Governor Margravale Ostwin, amazing name, has been working overtime to ensure that Chaos's advance is held back, and the Toros Tertium system has been an essential shield against the forces pushing back through the Cadian Gate. Toros Tertium also has massive garrisons of Cadian shock troopers and Mordian Iron Guard, and because of their efforts, they've been continuously reinforced by the Imperium. In fact, the holding of the world is so essential that the Cadian 8th has been deployed there, along with Lord Castellan Ursula Creed herself. Abaddon overlooked Toros Tertium due to his focus on the Nachmund Gauntlet, but even though he hasn't been present, doesn't mean that Chaos warbands have avoided it entirely. Harrowmaster Shrive of the Alpha Legion and Uktor Skull Eater have both attempted to attack in the past, but under the watchful leadership of Ostwin and Creed, they were resisted. There's so many uses of the words Toros Tertium that it's starting to become one of those things that I can't say anymore.
It's lost all meaning to you. Yep.
Yeah.
You say the word so many times, it's gone. Doesn't even sound similar.
Toros Tertium.
Toros Tertium. Yep, lost all meaning.
Testicular torsion. Come on, Shai.
This is a serious episode, Shai. Come on. We're trying to be serious here.
The thing is, now you've put that in, I'm going to say it instead of what it actually is at some point. You've put it out there now. Morne was very confident that he would be able to claim this world, but not as fast as Perturabo wanted him to. The timeline of the Infinite Citadel, which was reasonable in the chaotic brain of a Primarch, was in fact exceptionally daunting. Morne planned to stay on the planet long enough to complete the siege of it before leaving the forces there to finish the job, while he would go about attacking Agripinaa. So here you go, Bricky, I've got a quote for you.
Sure. Failure is a whetstone unlike any other. Cadian blades will forever be keen as razors, forevermore. Lord Castellan Ursula Creed, during her address to the troops on the first day of the siege of Toros Tertium. I'm not saying that the writing, I would never say that Games Workshop writing isn't top quality, but you can't have forever twice in the same sentence.
I was going to say that is
Cadian blades will forever be keen as razors forevermore. What the fuck?
Yeah, that's you got to find a different word. You got to
listen, Miss Trunchbull. Listen, Miss Trunchbull. Just fucking put the fries in the bag. All right.
Break out the thesaurus.
We know that Creed is something of a strategic genius. No one said she could write a good speech. No one said that.
That's
Actually,
true.
that's not true. I'm pretty sure that is part of her character, being able to inspire the troops. But they might just be overlooking the occasional, grammatical falter. They might
They're
just be like,
troops. They don't
she
care.
means well. We'll just, we'll carry on.
We can't read anyway.
The attack on the system was an incredible show of force that even Creed wasn't ready for. The Navy was pushed to the side with relative ease, and regiments of traitor guardsmen, specifically the Styx hate-mongers...
Oh. Is that their name? The Styx hate-mongers? Jesus.
I know writers who use subtext.
And they're cowards.
Etc.
Christ.
They would be accompanied by the Titans of Legio Mortis as they made way for the worlds of Taurus Quorsum and Taurus Septarius. The Iron Warriors would assault the orbital defences of Toros Tertium for 6 bloody hours before they would be brought to heel. The Grand Cruisers would begin to bomb the surface, while landing craft would make their way. The counterfire from the surface would be overwhelming, and the defensive lasers would take out several vessels and would stall the invasion. However, the debris from these destructions would pelt the planet and would bend the defensive structures to their breaking point. The Iron Warriors would eventually break through and entrench themselves in preparation for a large counterattack from the planetary forces. Ursula Creed did not disappoint. The Cadian mechanized infantry would overtake the Iron Warriors on the Aquiline plains, and artillery would tear the Chaos forces in the Bellicosta suburbs to ribbons. This defensive force was so powerful that Kravek Morne was forced to admit his grudging respect for Creed. I do like the idea of someone somehow relaying that back to her and her being like, this disgusts me.
Yeah, being like, I hate you heretics so much.
On the one hand, thank you for the compliment. On the other, get the fuck off my planet and die in the process. I don't want anything to do with you. The Iron Warriors would, thanks to Warpsmith, summon enough demon engines to keep them from being rushed off the planet, and would successfully gain some sort of grounding to allow for more successful landings. The longer the Iron Warriors were able to hold their points on the planet, the more they were able to build fortifications outwards. These fortifications would eventually link up with one another, forming a full-fledged offensive network that could take the brunt of Imperial attacks. And now that they more or less have built cities out of nowhere Minecraft style, the forces of Legio Mortis were able to land. The focus of the Traitor Titans and the Iron Warriors would turn to the most fortified bastion on the planet's surface, the Tower of Detestation. They're knocking it out of the park. Yeah.
Oh. What is detestation?
I
know what devastation is.
I'm assuming it's like to detest something.
Oh, so yeah. I've never heard it used like that.
Sense. Yeah.
I've never heard detest used like that.
The detestation. That's a
detestation.
Word.
Yeah, it's weird. It doesn't sound right.
Is it an actual world? It is. As soon as I put it into Google, it was like yes.
Yeah, I was like, did they mean devastation? Did they mean nope?
Oh, it's sort of. I feel like it's kind of worse than your standard detesting. It refers to intense hatred, loathing. Like it's up there. It's not just, I don't like it. It's, I hate everything about this. Intense hatred and loathing. That's the name of the tower on the planet.
I was going to say, under the definition, does it say see also shy? Seems perfect.
This is the thing. It's the loyalist tower. This is yet another one of those situations where it's like, we've received reinforcements. Oh, who is it? The Emperor's children. Oh, that's great. They're on our side. No. That means they're not on our side. It's that all over again. Oh, would you like to send a letter to the head of governance on Toros Tertium? Yeah. What's the address? Well, it's the Tower of Detestation. All right. Okay.
All right.
Cool.
Sure.
I guess.
Great.
So this tower housed not only the governor but also Creed. It was the size of a hive city and was protected by hundreds of miles of defensive networks. Millions of soldiers were stationed around the tower, hundreds of thousands of tanks and other war engines stood ready to defend it to the last bullet, while various void shield networks overlapped so they could provide multiple layers of protection from orbit. It would take some sort of unrelenting siege to take over such an incredibly fortified place, a siege that required meticulous planning and so many tactics that it would drive a normal man crazy, unless he had cables attached to his head to download data for 10,000 years.
That's true.
One might say that's a truth nuke, eh, Bricky?
Truth nuke. Yes.
I was half expecting you to be like, no.
What could you possibly be talking about?
I don't know. It's fever dreams.
The initial bombardments were with megatons of explosives to buckle the defensive network as best as possible, while the forces on the outer perimeter would be assaulted to sort of draw them out. The Imperial forces had the assistance of the Knights of House Hawkshroud, but even though they were able to hold their ground, they couldn't turn the tide of war. After 10 days, the Iron Warriors would begin their full-fledged assault. In the east, Traitor Guardsmen would attack with tanks and heavy engines, and in the south, the Iron Legion's 8th Grand Company would be led by Warsmith Kravek. Morne would ride his Land Raider Harpaxus and attack the north with an armoured spearhead. All their forces would take heavy losses, including a catastrophic loss in the form of the Bane Lord Titan called Repugnant Vermis. It would be struck hard by a House Hawkshroud Knight, and the explosion of its plasma reactor would annihilate everything in a quarter-mile radius.
Hell yeah.
I love Titans. I love it.
It's a big bang. Yep.
Despite these losses, they would slowly advance, but most of the forces would not fully succeed. The eastern assault would be fully halted by the Cadian 8th, while the forces in the south would lose their momentum. Surprising no one, however, Morne's assault would be the most successful by being the only one to fully breach the defences of the tower. But it took so long for this to occur that reinforcements successfully arrived in orbit, and these reinforcements were particularly bad news for the Iron Warriors because they were commanded by none other than first captain of the Imperial Fists, Darnath Lysander. Lysander was en route to Belli Corona in order to assist out there when word from Creed reached him. Lysander was torn as to what he should do, as facing off against one front would likely leave the other abandoned. Castellan Zweilund of the Obscurus Crusade tipped the scales for him, as his crusade was very much driven by the "we gotta kill Perturabo's sons, man" war doctrine.
That's a good war draw. Yeah, we have for Dorn, I'm going to kill you is a great doctrine.
Yeah. Reinvigorated with hate towards Perturabo, Lysander made his decision with an added dose of anger. I believe this is you, Bricky.
I think so. Believing that many other forces were racing to the aid of Bellis Corona and unwilling to leave his oath-sworn brother to fight alone, Lysander joined his might to that of Zweilund. Let the hated Iron Warriors bear the brunt of his fury at being forced to choose between which Imperial strongholds he would defend and which lives he would try to save. God, I have to pick and choose my towers.
Crazy.
It's not just the Iron Warriors. That's not enough. It's also the fact that he was forced to make a decision, and he hates making a decision. Apparently.
He hates that.
Yep. Hit him with the old Batman Dark Knight.
The planet was soon surrounded by the strike cruisers of the Black Templars and the Imperial Fists, and their focus would be deployed. Impulsors, repulsors, terminators, dreadnoughts, the works. They would flank the forces of the Iron Warriors and devastate them. Lysander took down one of the siege towers of the Iron Warriors, while Zweilund and his men would surprise attack a horde of Iron Warriors and wipe them out with ease. The actions of the Astartes would revitalise hope on the planet, and Creed was able to re-rally the defenders into successfully pushing back against the invaders. Though the attack from the reinforcements was brutal, they still weren't big enough to fully stop this siege from happening, as they truly had no idea how big of a contingency of Iron Warriors they would be facing. Morne would call for a retreat from the tower, while the Loyalists would withdraw to recuperate and re-strategize. The hope of a swift victory was completely dashed by this assault from Lysander, but Morne had to get out of there. He was already behind when it came to the Infinite Citadel plan, and he needed to start the siege of Agripinaa right away. He would leave Warsmith Kravek in charge, and would leave. Here you go, DK, a quote for you.
Hooray! He left behind a planet besieged in a nightmarish meat grinder war whose merciless cogs were only just beginning to churn. Toros Tertium would be a place of blood, skulls, and misery before the Iron Warriors were done. Yuck.
Well, you don't like the idea of a nightmarish meat grinder?
Nope, I sure don't.
Fair, honestly. Now we will we'll cut back to I nearly said testicular. I nearly did it. We'll cut
Why would
back.
you do that? Why would you do that?
Why would you cut back
Damn
to
you.
testicular torsion? Crazy. That's not the place you want to cut.
I've been hoisted. I don't like it. So we'll get back to that planet later. Agripinaa was a linchpin in the Infinite Citadel, so it needed to be captured. There are no worlds in this region that match the output of armaments that Agripinaa does, and few even match the military strength of the world itself. For centuries, it stood as one of the primary weapon suppliers to Cadia, along with the Forge World of Cantrail. In order to keep up the incredible output, a good chunk of the other worlds in the system, as well as dozens of other more distant worlds, have been cannibalized as raw materials for the forges of this planet. The hive city of Narsine on Agripinaa is responsible for providing the drafted citizens that either make up the labourers or are pressed into the Skitarii legions, so as you can imagine, the population of non-workers and Skitarii is very low. Even before Morne arrived there, Perturabo had already deployed forces to the regions around it to immediately reinforce the attack efforts that needed to occur before the direct attack on the planet. Since it's a massively fortified Forge world, a direct assault was impossible, so it needed to be encircled first in the most ambitious strategy yet. This whole plan seems wildly ambitious and borderline impossible, but I'm loving it.
Also,
Yeah,
Bricky
Agripinaa is one of the things for...
wants to know if Agrippina is the big one, literally one of the playable factions of AdMech on tabletop.
That is correct.
Nice one, Shy. Nice one.
Agrippinaa, obviously Mars, Styges 7, Ryza, and then a couple others.
I can never remember outside of like Agrippinaa, Mars, and Styges 7, whichever. I can never remember any of the others, and I don't know why, because they're all fairly important.
Well, isn't Ryza the one in Space Marine 1? Or is that Agrippinaa? That's Ryza, isn't it?
Oh, I think it might be. I think you might.
Yeah.
I think. Oh,
I do not remember.
Oh, there's also Metallica.
Oh yeah, how do you forget Metallica?
I think it's because it's named Metallica. It's too obvious.
Yeah. It's being overtaken by just hearing Enter Sandman anytime it comes up. That's just what you get. Just disappears otherwise. So, for the ambitious strategy, the systems of Trove, Vendara, and Eladros would need to be conquered simultaneously in order for the attack on Agripinaa to be successful. It would immediately cut the supply routes and the opportunity for any defenders to properly arrive to the planet's aid, and again, they needed to be conquered. No raiding, just to bottleneck the routes. It needed to be shut off from the Imperium through both total encirclement and the tides of the warp choking the life out of it. Warsmith Grice would attack Trove with his 16th Grand Company, Warsmith Actir would attack Vendara with his 27th, and Morne would rally the 17th and attack the Eladros system. However, unbeknownst to Morne, the Fabricator General of Agripinaa had already called for aid. The arrival of the Iron Warriors in the Tauros system did not go unnoticed, and Mars sent Iron Father Canuck Var and the Iron Hands, as well as someone even more threatening. Archmagos Terminus Thulia Gould began her career in the Ordo Reductor, a subcult where the tech priests worship the Omnissiah as an avatar of destruction. Their focus is war engines and heavily armed servitors to rain down unrelenting devastation. She found spiritual fulfillment and delight in the eradication of the enemies of the Omnissiah, and she continues to optimize herself to achieve these goals. I think...
So, I'll tell you a little bit more about Thulia Gould. Oh, there's a quote anyway. Is this my turn, or? It is.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll tell you more about Thulia Gould in a moment. In her case, each such augmentation was aimed at optimizing her capacity for strategic analysis and martial destruction, as well as the additional armor, redundant synth organs, and fiber cable musculature bionics required by a tech priest enhancing themselves for war. In place of that frail flesh and blood being stalked, being stalked a towering avatar of the Omnissiah's martial might, to whom everything, be it war, diplomacy, research, intellectual discourse, even existence itself, was a battle to be ruthlessly won. In addition, I have built Thulia Gould. She is the more recent AdMech character added to the game.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she Miss Fanny from the Robots movie, sorry.
Okay.
Let me tell you, she is fucking massive. Holy hell.
Yeah.
Is that a huge model? I don't know if you have seen the comparison Kirioth at all.
I've never seen her next to I don't think I've seen her next to another miniature, so I don't know how big she is.
I kind of love that the file name of the picture you sent was Magos Girl Boss.
Yes,
Nice.
Magos Girl Boss.
I like it. I like it a lot.
I truly wish I could like fully I can't find a great photo. This one's actually probably the closest I can get. Wow, what a terrible photo. Wow, epic embed fail.
Oh,
this is a terrible
brother.
This has gone so bad. This has gone so bad.
Bricky ran out of L's to play Tetris, so he's collecting them again.
Good God. Yeah, no, I mean, it's just a really big model. I'm pretty sure. Here you go. Here's something, I guess. Those are the new dudes next to them, but like she's taller than Call by a sizable amount.
Mm-hmm.
And I think her base, I think it's like an 80 mil.
She's a big girl.
Yeah, no, I think she actually has the same base size as an Armiger. Or like maybe one yeah, she's on an 80 millimeter. She's actually like gigantic. It's a huge model.
That makes her way cooler for me. She already looks awesome, and now she's massive as well. Hell yeah!
Yeah. No, she's actually she was like one of the most infuriating kits to put together ever in my life. She was worse to put together than Call was, and Call was a nightmare. Holy crap! She comes in 3 separate character sprues. Like the little character one about the size of your hand. She came in 3 of those. Insane kit, but she does look awesome as fuck.
That feels like that was done so she fits in the right size box and for no other reason. It's just like, okay, we could have spread this out a different way, but no, it has to be this size. Oh, she does look great though. Oh, so in her presence and within the radius of her Rod of the Warforged, the Skitarii are gripped by a fervour of fanatic violence. Tactical and strategic directives race through their minds faster than the speed of conscious cogitation. That's a difficult one. Conscious cogitation to fully optimize them for war. Her ability to garner such fanaticism is so aggressive that it has actively disrupted the protocols of Mars itself. What a legend. Have you ever been so hyped up to murder people that you've caused issues for an entire planet that you're supposed to be friendly to? Amazing work.
I mean, you're just describing
most of Warhammer.
Yeah. When you're so efficient, you are actually causing problems for your homeworld.
You've got to chill out thinking about this. It's making the servitors go weird.
Yeah.
Vastor in the back, looking like that one meme of the guy behind the tree rubbing his hands.
Oh, hell yeah.
So her being tasked to Agripinaa in a defensive manner is more than appropriate. The system has been unfortunately so thinly defended by the Fabricator General of the world that it provides her a rare opportunity to show her might and mustering ability in ways that she hasn't been able to do in a lifetime. Plus, it gives her a chance to acquire some of the Forge World's more ancient and destructive weapons to add to her own private arsenal. After an analysis of the movement of the Iron Warriors, Gould was essentially able to map out their trajectory and determined that the best defense would be a rapid offense. She would order forces to lead a counterattack in the Eldrad system, believing that a huge response there would force the Iron Warriors to deliver reinforcements to this system while leaving the other supply lines open. By the time of the counterattack, the forces of Chaos had already begun to pour through the Eldrad system quite a bit, and the capital of the system, Eladros Delphos, was already partially captured. Gould and Var would pick the Delphos as the dedicated striking point, and their forces were overwhelming. Skitarii were accompanied by Knights, Titans, and even Ordinatus engines. As this occurred, the Iron Hands would send out advanced guard and disrupt the ability of the Iron Warriors to move forward unencumbered. I don't know if you have this same issue. When I see Iron Hands and Iron Warriors in the same sentence, 9 times out of 10, I immediately get worried that I'm going to swap them round.
You are saying this to the person that literally swaps them around every time. I do that all the time. How many times on Adric? I'm sure someone's got a counter where someone's like, oh, Iron Hands this. And I'm like, oh, Perturabo, eh? And it's like, no, you did it again. And it's like, God damn it.
It happens every time. Every single time. It's
every
only
damn
the same
time.
Sentence. But anyway, a front line was formed and the Imperium was able to stabilize a formidable defense. Part of this defense was on the 9 moons of Eladros Delphos, known as the 9 Sisters, and this was of great help because each one of these moons was fortified in a different manner. I've read this bit through a couple of times, and it's mental every time. So, Coliphea and Meripode had fortresses and silos with ship-killing missiles. Elenovia had a listening station. Tritani had classified bunker complexes. The moons Morgaine and Lethpe weren't fortified so much as they were just messed up graphitic anomalies that had debris trailing behind them that protected the Imperials. And the moon of Ophelia keeps phasing in and out of existence, so they used that to bait Iron Warriors into flying their ships into it Wile E. Coyote style. What is happening here? What's this mess of a...
So they really have a moon that's just phasing in and out of existence, and they're using that to bait people into sort of a pseudo teleport issue where they just like, oh, okay, cool. What was the term? Anyway, that's fine. This isn't a different episode.
Telefragging.
Telefragging is the word I was looking for. Anyway, go on.
Now, for God's sake, Possum. Now, you may be asking yourself, Kirioth, you stately baron. That isn't 9 moons. What about the other ones?
No one's saying that, Possum. There's
stately baron, huh?
Yeah,
that's I'm going up in the world. Shai says I say that.
Do you?
So that isn't 9 moons. What about the other ones? Great question. Anyway, Morne would attempt to target the mountain hive of Hyzik and would personally lead the efforts. His horde was nothing to shake a stick at. Dozens of Traitor Guard regiments, Chaos Knights, Dark Mechanicus artillery, and Titans. Specifically, Titans from Legio Mortis, Furians, and Vulturum. And this was only on the surface. Below the ground, more forces would be pushing through the vast mine networks to make their way to the hive. Gould would match the strength of Morne's forces on the tundra, and the battle would grind on. Morne's Adamant Eternals would clash with Gould's elite Hastari forces, while Legio Mortis would exchange earth-shattering volleys with Legio Invigilata. Morne would enter the fray himself on his Land Raider, and Gould would meet him in combat after he smashed into the lines head-on. Morne would charge Gould, and even though she had been augmented extensively as an Archmagos, she was no match to his might in close combat. Before he could land a killing blow, Iron Father Var would arrive in their gunships, allowing Gould to be evacuated. I do like the fact that all of this work, all of these enhancements, but a chunky lad in Terminator armor with a thunder hammer called Last Argument. There's no way he's going to lose. Come on.
No way. No chance. He's got the last argument, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, he wrote that. It's there.
There's no arguing with it. The name is literally the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
So the Iron Warriors were exhausted, and as they begin to withdraw, a Titan's plasma reactor would melt down and unleash a devastating explosion that would wipe out a majority of the surviving forces caught in its wake. Only Morne's Land Raider survived the explosion, but barely. Scorched and battered in a glassy crater hundreds of yards across, Morne would order a full retreat, an order that pained him because ultimately no swift victory could be achieved. The conflict was far from over in his eyes, though. He needed to reinforce and rearm. He vowed to return to take down Hyssop Hive personally, and then Agripinaa. He swore its downfall to Perturabo, and he would fulfill that oath even if it killed him. The siege continues violently onward in this system, but fortune may be on Morne's side after all. Despite him having to reorganize his forces, the remnants on Toros Tertium are making headway. They currently stand at 67% completion when it comes to conquering the planet. Possum has said that they're not just making me say 6-7 like they have a few times now. That's the actual percentage. So I shall hold off on the angry message. Thank you for the clarification, Possum. And the end of this book, right? Okay, I'm sure we're going.
You sound upset, Kirioth. It sounds like this one has affected you.
It sort of has. So, speaking of not making things up, Possum is not making the following up. I know this is meta, but on the last page of the supplement, where they have a big reveal like all the other ones, this is legitimately the first big reveal we get. The silence of a chamber is broken by the crashing of runestones onto a wraithbone floor. Eldrad Ulthran opens his eyes and exhales with dismay.
No.
Mm.
No.
He's back. He's back again.
No, wait, actually bullshit. No, I don't believe you.
Look, it's the end of a book.
It's the Eldar.
Therefore, it's
Kirioth, I can't tell if you're punking me.
It's the Eldar.
Genuinely not. It's actually there. End of the book. Eldrad Ulthran is there again, having a bit of an existential crisis again because things are going horribly wrong, and his far-seeing has shown him the scale of the assault that's occurred in Cadia, and it can't get any worse. And he winces at the thought of Ulthwé having to bleed again in combat to deal with yet another existential crisis. But if his far-seeing is correct, the path that's being taken, then Ulthwé may be the only ones who can put an end to this. Again.
This is ridiculous.
I feel like once you get to a certain point of end of the book cameos, where it's this one dude doing this one thing and then being like, I guess I'm going to have to go and sort this shit out again. Warhammer's full of plenty of tropes. We don't necessarily need another one.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need another. We don't need it's the end of a campaign supplement. So fucking Eldrad's got to show up again. We don't need that.
Apparently we do.
Sure. Give the Eldar some stuff. That's perfectly fine. But there's more characters than just this one guy. Come on.
Are we being punked?
I do like how Shai does ask, do you think GW watches this show and is just in on the joke and they're just doing this because, like, all those mean things you said about some of the stuff that we really love, eat shit, Adric, here's another Eldrad cameo at the end of the book.
I mean, I'm sure like Games Workshop employs like 2,000 people. I'm sure some of them watch the show.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they know our
like,
existence. Yeah,
I'm pretty sure it's someone who like helps with quality control or like maybe assists with logistics and customer service. I'm not necessarily sure if it's the person who writes the codex or
I'm not so sure anymore.
I don't know. I can't fucking believe Eldrad is the end of the book again.
It's just I don't know. I almost feel bad for being like, please stop with the Eldrad thing. But at the same time, I'm also happy for Eldar to get stuff. I don't dislike Eldar. I don't even dislike Eldrad. It would just be nice if he stopped showing up at the end of books all the time. Mm-hmm. And it might not even be all the time. It just feels like it because that seems to be the most consistent place he does show up.
You know we're going to get some angry comment that's like, oh, it's been thousands of Black Library books and it's happened 5 times. It's not even that much. You know it. You know there's going to be someone that has an exact counter of Black Library books to Eldrad cameos, and they're going to be, see, it's only less than 1% of the time. You guys are overreacting.
You know what? Technically, it is less than 1% of the time. I will give you that.
Yeah.
I will give you that. It is technically less than 1% of the time. Oh, they reused the image of the cursed rifle. Let's go.
Hey, yo!
One of my favorite Iron Warriors images of all time.
Such a great image. It doesn't even matter that thing is what's going on. That's such great art.
I could not care less. We saw like Jim, the Uber Titan in the background of that one image. It's fine.
Hell,
I don't care anymore.
Well, luckily, we do have a palette cleanser for after Eldrad. He does show up, but there is also another little coda at the end as well. So, echoing across the Vox networks is a rallying cry barked out by scarred officers that is repeated almost prayer-like. The Lord Castellan calls for aid. She's raised the banner of the 8th upon Toros Tertium and has commanded those who name themselves Cadian to march at her side. Some are unable to answer, as they are half a galaxy away, entangled in duty or bureaucracy. But for others, this is a spark that lights a new crusade. Transported by warships of the Navis and supported by allies, dozens or more plunge into the warp and make haste to the Cadian gate, with their purpose being honour and vengeance. And finally, in an alcove on the phalanx, a servitor frantically scribes on parchment. A bell tolls above the servitor as it finishes, and a hulking figure walks to retrieve the parchment. Though summarised, it bears the personal seal of First Captain Lysander. The eye of the officer twitches as he reads it, a sign that rage is boiling beneath the surface. He turns to the bridge, which is coordinating efforts against High Fleet Leviathan. He nods once as action is required. And here is a final quote, which I believe is you, DK.
Yep. Oaths of loyalty must be called in. Successors must be contacted. Banners must be raised, and the loathsome get of Perturabo halted in their advance across the segmentum obscurus. His armored fist clenches slowly about the parchment, crushing, crumpling. The Iron Warriors must be stopped, and the Sons of Dorn will be the ones to stop them.
So it's not just Eldrad. It's also, it's not just Ulthwade's going to have to bleed. It's fine. Also,
it's just the
Imperial
existence
Fists on the way.
The existence of them is the problem here.
Well, yeah. Like Shai said, little last wall protocol invoked, right?
Yeah, it does feel a bit last wall protocol, doesn't it? Which thematically is appropriate for facing their ancient enemy.
Oh no, Shai, was that the last time? The last wall? Oh no.
Yeah.
No.
Oh.
No, hold on. Imperial Fists, Last Wall, last time was War of the Beast, freaking Eldrad. We're just doing this again.
Yeah, all of these things happen in the War of the Beast, and it's what's crazy when Shai was like, oh, Last Will Protocol. I was like, oh yeah, I remember that. That's fun. I literally erased from my brain that it was the War of the Beast.
Well, it's the one bit of it you enjoyed.
I guess. It's happening again! It's all the pieces are falling into place. It's War of the Beast Part 2.
War of the Beast, except it's going to end up being Perturabo, isn't it? I mean, that's what's going to happen, probably, if this thread goes anywhere, which isn't, let's be honest, it's not 100% guaranteed it'll get that far, but it might.
He needs to
I'd
get
like
help
to
from the
I'd like to
Emperor.
appreciate the shot. Oh God. I'd like to appreciate Shai. Thank you for the Twin Peaks reference.
Is that what
very
that's
happy.
Okay.
Very happy about the Twin Peaks reference.
I need to watch Twin Peaks all the way through. I remember liking it, but I got sidetracked and I never finished it.
I've ever started it.
I can't. The idea that we're gonna like redo the War of the Beast. I need some Grandmaster of the Assassinorum to show up in the next book, and then it'll be time. We'll be back into the goodness.
Shai, he can be Perturabork.
I was going to make that same
Oh
joke.
no!
Yes.
I was just waiting, and you dived in.
Yes. Let's
Oh,
go. We were all thinking it. I'm just saying it.
When he was already a prime orc, it's not that far off. It's just it's fine. We'll just do it again, but with Perturabo, and it'll be
Hey,
grand.
if
be
Dorn
fantastic.
was turned into an orc, would he just be Dork?
God's sake!
Is that what he would be? I mean, I'm just asking.
Now I'm just like, who else has got an ore that you can ram a orc into? The Emperor orc. It's just getting worse. It's getting worse. We should probably stop.
We should probably stop. Is the episode over? Is that the proper end of the episode?
I mean, proper end, absolutely not. But like,
Oh,
the
yeah.
end, I guess.
There's nothing
just
proper
not
about
proper
this
end, yeah.
episode. You gotta do the outro.
That's not my
and
job
the
on this channel.
Yeah,
Sure.
and the episode,
Oh, shit.
buddy.
He caught.
You're not making me do this over here as well. You already make me do it on the other one, and I'm bad at it. Someone else can do it here.